Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. This is a film review of Them. It's a horror sci-fi, definitely sci-fi I would say. Came out in 1954, Amazon is 13+, and IMDb is an X. It's an hour and 34 minutes, Amazon is 4.7 out of 5, IMDb is 7.2 out of 10. I'll do both of the synopsises. So Amazon is: humanity confronts its most awesome challenge from hideous hordes of gigantic ant mutations spawned by atomic fallout. A golden oldie in a horror landmark, bristling with tension, thrills, and Academy Award-winning nominated special effects. Starring Academy Award nominee James Whitmore and Emmy nominee James Arness. And the IMDb is: the earliest atomic test in New Mexico caused common ants to mutate in giant man-eating monsters that threaten civilizations. So the director is Gordon Douglas, who directed In Like Flint. Writer, well, there's three of them, so here we go. We have Ted Sherdman, who did the screenplay and did the and obviously wrote for Scandal Street. Russell S. Hughes, who did the adaptation, and he did This Side of the Law. And George Worthing Yates, who did the story, and he also did The Tall Target. Producer, well, there's David Weisbart, Weisbart, who did Rebel Without a Cause. And music was Bronislaw Kaper, Kaper, who did Mutiny on the Bounty. The cast, we have James Whitmore, who was Sergeant Ben Peterson, who was in The Shawshank Redemption. James Arness, who was Robert Graham, who was in the series Gunsmoke. Joan Weldon, who was Dr. Patricia Medford, was in Day of the Bad Man. And Edmund Gwen, who was Dr. Harold Medford, who was in Miracle on 34th Street. So the locations we have for the giant ants desert nest was in Blaney Ranch in 160th and Q Street, whatever Q is, Palmdale, California, USA. Tunnel beneath the 6th Street Viaduct in downtown Los Angeles, and Los Angeles River Basin between 1st and 4th Street bridges, downtown Los Angeles. And a bit of a trivium adding to these things nowadays. The flamethrowers used in this movie were standard World War II weapons and were loaned by the US Army. The actors handling the weapons were World War II combat veterans who used them in battle. That's kind of cool. So I actually paid for this one. Let me have a look how much it was. It was £3.49, but I don't really mind because I thought, why not? But most of the stuff I review from Amazon are usually free, so this one's just a bit of a different one. Awesome credits. All right, they appear in black and white, and then the main title of the film comes up in red. And the rest of the film, by the way, is black and white. So it's just like, okay, so just that one bit. Some like orchestral music in the background. It sounds like this plane flying, talking to this police car below, and yeah, you can tell they're definitely not in a car that's driving. The 50s. Now, I'm a bit confused because I don't know what the hell 1010 means at the end of a radio call, because I always thought it was like over or over and out. They went, okay, yep, okay then. Instead of like over and out, it was 1010, 1010. It's like, 1010? maybe that's what they did back then, I don't know. Now, our two coppers in uniform, one of them who's Ben, I think. Let me just use my other mouse. I've got a different screen up here at the moment. Yeah, one was Sergeant Ben Peterson. But they were the best coppers ever. You know, they're actually being detectives, investigating and everything else. It's like, that definitely doesn't happen. I don't know if it happens anymore when in other places in America, but in this country, the uniform coppers doing investigative work. Hang on. No, wait a minute. I'd need the uniform coppers to turn up, not get in the car and sit in the lay-by. No, so that won't happen. That's the only. I've literally this year, because I'm recording in 2025. For the it's like this the first week. The whole of the first week, I saw 4 police in cars, doing nothing. Awesome. Well worth our taxes. Anyway, they found some sugar, and these tiny little ants, not the CGI ones, but real ants, like zipping around. I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. Because then why weren't they large? That confused me. Just like, okay. I love old films. So I'm watching where Ben, Chief, and Robert are talking in this office. Room's quite well lit, right? Shadows all over the place. So they're all stood still talking, and then this arm appears and then quickly disappears. So it's like, yeah, this, I think that's the cameraman or something. It's like, damn it! But they didn't edit it out because they didn't bother back then for everything. So Pat is the doctor's daughter. So they just arrived by plane, and Robert and Ben are happy to see her. And went out of earshot. If I definitely put Robert into the thingamajiggy, yeah, keep calling him Graham at some points. So when she's out of earshot, Robert says, "If she's the kind that takes care of sick people, I need to get her fever really quick." I thought, I don't think she's that kind of doctor, but yes. Again, I don't know if this is even true. I love the map on the wall. It's kind of drawn with some sort of like hills and trees that are obviously just drawn. And it's in a place called Oh, it does exist. Alamogordo. It's a city in New Mexico. Believe it or not, I was curious because I thought that's where the place was that they were looking at a map of. And in there was a place called Turquoise, which I would have thought that's not a real place, is it? I mean, that's a colour. No, it is. It is. It's a real place, I think. Yeah, it does exist. Well, there you go. You learn something new every day. Now, at the beginning, there's a little girl that's kind of like crapping herself. That's the whole story. That's how it begins. The very beginning of the film. And I'm not giving it away here. There's a little girl that's there, and the two coppers are there looking after this kid. But we don't know her name. So, because she hasn't been speaking. But then apparently, even the aunt hasn't got a clue. As in the aunt, A-U-N-T. Because the nurse had just said, as we've explained to her aunt, the little girl here, it's like, does she have a name? You would normally say, as we've explained to the aunt, Betty here, or something like that. But no, apparently not. And her aunt was literally sat right there. So it's like, yeah, I think you're supposed to say her name so it kind of like, shows that kind of comforting sort of thing. So, of course, I was drinking beer when I was watching this film, so I nearly choked on my beer. So Pat was looking at this footprint in the middle of a sandstorm whilst wearing high heels. That wasn't the bit that I nearly croaked up about, because I was thinking, yeah, you're probably not wearing the right clothing for the sand. But then an ant approached, and it wasn't a CGI one. No. It's an actual puppet thing. This thing crawling across the sand dune with its, I think, antenna dingling out and stuff like this. And she was like, ah, doing the usual screaming that they all did back in the 50s. Pierce your eardrums. And I would nearly choked on my beer. I thought, come on, this stuff costs a fortune. Now, apparently desert ants can dig down to 30 feet. I was like, really? I love that biology lessons in all these films. They're fantastic. If you ever watch a film these days, you get to hear about all sorts of things. I was hearing how they breathe, all about their nests. Now, they decided to let loose some phosphorus and cyanide into the nest. And then they've gone inside to make sure all gone. I mean dead. Because people say gone. They're gone. No one's dead. Everyone's gone. But they've just been given masks and no gloves, hat, face, everything exposed. I thought, phosphorus and cyanide, you might want to maybe, you're not going to die from it, but you might want to cover yourself up a bit better than that. Oh, then we got a video about ants, and the doctor's narrating it all. It's fantastic. It says, and let me just discuss to you, she's speaking to all these, people from Washington and stuff. Let me explain to you about ants. And then up comes the video film, and he's like, the common garden ant. Like, I thought, oh, great, documentary in a five-sided film. So I was watching that for 5-10 minutes. Like, yeah, this is cool. Now, obviously, I didn't realise that the storm drains were this huge, but I think they are, considering that they recorded it in one of the tunnels beneath the 6th Street Viaduct. So they definitely are real. I just thought it was just the entrance, and then it was a bit smaller inside, but apparently they're not. They're absolutely huge. There's soldiers are driving jeeps through them all. It's like I didn't realise they were that big. But it's interesting that even a mile in, because they say we're about a mile in, they can use their radio with perfect reception. I go to work and I can't get any damn reception, and this is now. So the scenes of the city were good, and the whole film was great to watch. You know, I love the old ones because it's actual puppets or people dressed up with humans actually interacting, and not the typical CGI green screen thing. You know, where actors pretend there's something there and there's no one there, and it's just like, what, really? I mean, everyone's seen the CGI films these days, some sort of special superhero thing. I'm talking about Superman, I'm talking about the modern stuff. And it's just like 99% of the stuff that I'm watching here doesn't even exist. Oh, he's flying. That's not existing, obviously. Oh, he's picking up a creature. That doesn't exist. Oh, he's fighting something. That doesn't exist. He's running. There's some explosions going off. The famous one, which looked completely and utterly crap on that point, was War of the Worlds with Cruise. It was a good film until he ran through the area with all the houses, and all the explosions were kicking off left, right, and centre. Boom, 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 boom. And it was obvious he wasn't anywhere near it. And it's just like, could they not do this? I mean, maybe not for real, but they have a bit of life to it. Anyway, the story was fun, and I learned about ants. So it's a 7 for me. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed watching and listening to this film review of them. Please subscribe to my channel. I've got plenty of other film reviews. Quite a few oldies now, black and white ones. I've got a few of them building up, but quite a lot of horrors and sci-fi things. You might find something particularly fancy. Give me your thumbs up if you like this video. Leave a comment below if you watched this film. I'm curious. Okay, thank you and goodbye.